back here on the platform, and today we are talking breast cancer in the Bahamas. And Andrea Sweeting, Erika Robinson, and Veronica Duncanson are here on the program with us. And Mrs. Sweeting is the president of Sister Sister. And there are a whole lot of women in the Bahamas, Andrea Sweeting, who are afraid tonight as they watch you. They are afraid because they've been diagnosed. And you've been through this many years ago.
Many years ago.
And I need you to tell your story and give them the kind of encouragement and support, since Sister is a support group.
Yes. Let me just say, all of us do have these cells within our bodies. What causes mine or yours to multiply and come to the fact that it becomes a tumor, we just don't know. My first lump was found almost 20 years ago, 22 years ago. My first lump was benign, and it was in my right breast, and it was in what we call the chest wall. In those days, Dr. Farrington was my doctor, and we did a lumpectomy where we removed the lump. Every year you go for a mammogram, and there's absolutely nothing that's showing up, and then I go for it just before October. And it was end of September, 1st of October, I realized that this second lump was there. And I said to myself, this can't be real. And I went to him and I said to Dr. Farrington, I said, we have another lump. He says, oh, well, we don't have to worry about that. But we'll do the whole 9 yards, which was another mammogram, which was earlier than usually scheduled. And he wanted to do a needle biopsy, which is a needle biopsy where they put a needle in an incision and take out. And I don't think I was for that. I wasn't so sure I wanted them to do that. So we decided against that. He says, well, good. What we'll do then, once we get the mammogram back, it should tell us what is happening. And sure enough, the mammogram showed that something was definitely there. We would do the mastectomy, where they took off the breast. One of the things is now, Dr. Farrington is not in the network with my insurance. And so that is the reason why I had to actually choose Dr. Charles Diggers. That true was a blessing in disguise because it put me right into the support group mechanism. And I came across his wonderful sister, Nurse Charlene Markfee, whom to me is everybody's savior when we need the help and that support. But to have a mastectomy done, and he distinctly said to me, would you do reconstruction? You're 52 years of age, you're doing reconstruction. But what am I going to do with reconstruction? 52 years of age, if it's off, it's going to stay off. And he distinctly said to me, but your attitude towards that, I said, I don't need it. If it can kill off, I don't need it. And we decided, so one of the things I want women to know, when they ask you that, they want to know, should they leave all this excess skin? Because if you're going to do reconstruction, they have to stretch it up. So they want to make sure. I told him, you could clean it right off. He said, well, it's on the chest wall anyway. So what I had was what they call a radical modified. When they take everything off, it's just straight to the chest wall. And so when you actually take the time out to look at it, I always tell people I have a beautiful scar. I am truly proud of my scar because of the mere fact it's told me that I beat this. And I have the signs to show that. I am proud of that. But when you hear other stories, it makes you wonder, did I actually do this the right way? Mm-hmm. As Erika mentioned earlier, each woman has a choice. And you have to go by your own choice. We give you the facts as a support group. We try our best to try to enlighten you, to educate you, so that you know what is best for you. You have to then sit and take that, what we've given you, and sift out what is best for you.
Tell me, you were afraid, weren't you?
Yes, I was afraid like everybody else. Even with the lumpectomy, you wonder what are they going to find. Mm-hmm. And then when they decided to do the mastectomy, you wonder, how are people going to accept you?
Yeah. Right.
That's the first thing. If you don't love yourself, if you don't accept yourself, nobody else is going to do it.
So having a lump is not a death sentence?
No.
And
and the lump can be benign.
Yes.
It could be absolutely nothing there.
Right.
Be nothing there.
Now, a whole lot of women and men are not getting these examinations and getting these things done because they simply can't afford it.
Can't afford it.
And so, sister, we need to talk about the affordability of these things and the extent to which a whole lot of people are not coming forward because it is very expensive, isn't it?
Very expensive. And the saddest thing about the whole situation is a lot of us are relying on the public hospital. And the wait, we have to do something with that. We have to figure out ways to help these women through this, and men. If I'm going to the doctor today and I'm supposed to see a surgeon, I already have a fear that something is there. I'm seeing a regular doctor, and then they're going to give me an appointment for a surgeon. That appointment could be 3 months. Do you know what is going on in 3 months?
Wow.
So we have to realize that we have to do some things to help these women through this. And another thing that's happening too, okay, I already know something's wrong, I have to see a surgeon. You may never find that woman again until it's too late.
Wow.
Erika, you talked about your veggie burgers, and somebody spoke about exercise and all of that. Sometimes even exercising doesn't work. Yes?
Yes.
A whole lot of women and men are exercising, but they still develop cancer.
I think a lot of it also is a healthy state of mind.
A healthy state of mind.
Yes.
And so
It's the total
stress might very well be killing a lot of people.
Right.
Absolutely.
And creating
Stress is.
these cancerous situations, eh?
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And when men and women believe that they have cancer, they even worry more.
Oh,
Yes.
by
Of
far.
course. Of course. Of course. And even when, I would imagine, even when the doctor comes back and says that everything is okay, you're still wondering if they got it right. So, you know, like you said, the holistic approach to life is what, in my own view, keeps you healthy. And I always use my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, as an example. My maternal grandmother, Laura Jane Saunders Smith, lived to be 103. And Mommy said, as a child growing up in Turks Island, when she woke up in the morning, her mother had already walked to the next end of the island, the settlement. Mommy always joked about it. She said, primarily because she was nosy, so she had to go see what was happening, right? And in the afternoon, she did it again. Well, that's exercise. That's what we call now jogging and walking every day. That's what they tell you should do.
But they also ate from the
Exactly.
land.
She ate from the land, so it was organic.
Roots and fruits.
Right, roots and fruits.
That's right.
Okay? And she had a philosophy. She did not let the sun go down on her wrath. So she will tell you what was on her mind, and anybody carrying that, it was going to be you, not her. Like you say, she getting this off her chest. And she mean that. And when she finished, she ain't mad. So she had a healthy, she had a healthy lifestyle. She was at peace with people, she exercised, and she ate properly. And so she lived to be 103.
Yes, but in this postmodern era, when we are dealing with the vagaries of life and the vicissitudes of life, all of these things come to bear on you. Whether you're talking about stress, you're talking about the kind of foods that we are consuming, what we are drinking, all of these things inure to these cancerous cells.
But and you're absolutely correct, but the people who beat cancer and the people who live their 70 and 80 and 100 are those persons who make the choice. I'm not going to get caught up in the rat race. I'm not going to put these things into my body. I'm going to get the rest. My faith is strong, and I will live a simple life.
That's it. Your spiritual life must be in order, right, Andrea,
Everything.
sweetie?
Everything.
Well, when my
your
dad was
faith is-
diagnosed with cancer on the first and second occasion, well, his basic principles of life just came right back. And that's the 4 Ds.
The 4 Ds.
The 4
Let me
Ds.
hear the 4
That's
Ds.
the desire, the dedication, the discipline, and the determination. It's a state of mind. I remember when a friend came to see him, after he was diagnosed with the breast cancer, and he was just not well at that point. It was the first time I saw the fear in his eyes, because he recognized that it was just too late. And so I think, and I know that that is why I am here today amongst you all, and that is why I have so much, I feel so much purpose as it relates to spreading this message in particular, because he did not die because he was not determined and ready to take this on. He passed away because he just found out too late. And that was his disappointment in all of it. That was where that fear came from that I saw that day. It was because, wow, I have the will, but it's just too late. He had the support. He knew that he could do it if it was stage 1 or stage 2, because when he found out initially, prior to recognizing and finding out that, hey, this was at stage 4, he was ready to go.
Listen, you did chemo, Andrea, sweetie.
Yes.
And, well, yeah, this chemo kill a lot of people.
I did.
I had a brother who had colon cancer. He passed away. A brilliant civil and structural engineer, 47 years old, my best friend. I saw him one day in my office. He came to visit me as he would normally do, and I saw him losing weight, and I thought that he was on a diet and just exercising very hard. And then one Saturday evening, I went to my mother's, and I said, "How you doing, man?" He said, "Boy, right here, I don't know why I'm losing this weight." I said, "I thought you were on a diet." He said, "No, I'm not on a diet." He said, "You know, I'm doing a biopsy on Monday morning." A whole lot of people are losing weight and they don't know why.
Right.
And there are a whole lot of people who are exercising and losing weight and have cancer too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
So I need for you to speak about early detection and the importance of attending your physician.
As Erika mentioned, we're going to doctors and we're allowing the doctors to tell us. And one of the things we like to tell women, if you're not happy, if you go into a physician, you have to know what is wrong with you. You're feeling the symptoms, you know, you see the changes, you're feeling the stuff, you understand. Everybody could go on a computer these days, Google it, do whatever you have to do, figure out. But when you go to your doctor, you have to be prepared to know, I am afraid, yes. You're definitely afraid. Take somebody with you if you have to. Let them help you to absorb what he's going to say.
But when you start losing weight, it's almost too late, eh?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on the individual. We
Not
don't know.
necessarily.
No, I won't say that.
Well, my
because-
father was diagnosed with stomach cancer. He had lost 30 to 40 pounds.
Yeah, it was too late.
Yeah.
No, the stomach cancer he beat.
Well, he was able to beat that because as he said to me, one lady in St. George's Church told him that he should
Soursop.
use the soursop tea.
Exactly.
And that he should get off the chemo.
Yeah.
And that he said to me that he told Dr. Turnquist, he ain't fooling with that chemo no more.
Yeah, he decided that chemo wasn't for him.
Right, because
Yeah.
it made him feel horrible, he said.
Horrible.
All right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And so he decided to switch to the pear leaf tea and the soursop tea.
The anything tea?
Back to the bush.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But yet he developed breast cancer.
Yeah.
But there again, too, we have to be very careful when we advise persons about the various alternative medicines out there. And there's a whole slew of them. We could tell you that. They're expensive if you're going to purchase them. So you have to understand. And you're going to feel good. And a lot of us, we're not committed. As individuals, as Bahamians, we're not committed. As long as we start to feel good, we stop.
Yes.
We stop. And then that's exactly what happens. And can't say, okay, they ain't serious, then I could do what I have to do. I'll take it over here from here. But that is what it is. So we're not committed. So that is why we're saying we should go with the treatments. Take your treatments and then take the lifestyle of alternative drugs. But not that first.
But I'm concerned, firstly, about avoiding the cancer in the first place.
In the first place.
Now,
In the first place.
you run the glass kitchen.
I do.
So we should stay off sugars. Yes?
Sugars and dairy.
And dairy.
And dairy, based on what my research has told me. These are,
Mucus.
these feed the cancer cells.
And dairy is mucus.
Yeah.
It gives you a lot of mucus.
So I gotta stop with my sugar.
You gotta cut back.
And I like my desserts, and I must
please
stop that.
Let's please cut back.
Okay, I can
Slow down.
Cut back.
You
I
can do that.
mean-
You can do that.
Life is to be lived and enjoyed, mind you.
And dairy, you say?
Yeah.
And dairy and sugars.
And sugar.
And the red meat.
That's it?
most-
And red meat.
And red meat. But most of your pastries are dairy and sugar.
Okay. So you're gonna make life very boring for me.
No. And that's what we do at the Glass Kitchen. We make you excited about eating healthy. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what you giving me for dessert?
Come and see me.
All right, okay. Well, you were saying,
No, I said that's the whole point. Life is to be lived and enjoyed. So we don't want persons to, we have to cut all of this out and then, so like you say, it's going to become boring. We want you to understand that we're here for a purpose. And we have to find that purpose. And a lot of us have a lot of things to do. And so when we have to cut back on some stuff, I mean, cut back, but you don't have to say cut it out completely. You don't do it every single day. You may do it once a week, like everything. And I still believe, too, it's, part of it is what we eat. When I was growing up, I only knew about peas and rice, potato salad, macaroni and cheese, and all of that on a Sunday. And maybe 2 meats.
There you go.
They would, on a Sunday. During the week, you'll be
Tuna
happy.
and grits.
Tuna and grits.
Exactly.
White rice and corned beef. And,
There you go. There you go.
But that was it. But we were happy with that.
Right.
And so I still feel like every day we should not be with all that stuff. We have to really be choicey in what we decide to do on a daily basis.
I got a friend who comes to my house on Saturdays. His name is Winder. I'm not going to call his first name. Tell him stop bringing pastries to my house, okay? All right, good. So,
You can bring pastries.
no, tell him don't bring that stuff to my house no more.
Because of the fact that you can't control yet. You can't control it as yet.
Pastries.
Exactly. Oh, they're healthy
Oh
pastries.
yeah, you
All
have
right,
some
okay.
pastries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
healthy pastries.
October is the month for breast cancer. Are you doing some special things?
Yes. Well, yes. My liberty to speak, Madam President.
Sure, go
Yes,
right
we
ahead.
are. Of course, we're here supporting our leader, Andrea Sweeting, the president of Sister, and that organization in its work. And
Yeah.
so one of the new things I know that's being added to the calendar this year is that Sister, in collaboration with the Blowing the Whistle campaign, that's our campaign that's come together out of funding from Susan G. Komen, which is led by Sister. We're going to be participating in the National Youth March on Sunday the 5th. And so some members of Sister will be there, joined hopefully by other breast cancer survivors. And I know that my students over at the College of the Bahamas, COM 107, will be there. As a matter of fact, I have a young man, Mr. Sanchez Rule, who is helping us put our banner together. And so we're looking forward to participating in that. And of course, the junior arm of Sister, the
Yes,
collegiate
you'll
chapter will also be there.
Okay.
So that's one thing we're doing. And then we're hoping to be able to get into the schools by the end of October and encourage each school to have a $1 day where the kids give $1 towards breast cancer. And that's to help fund the Breast Cancer Planning Committee and Sister in their efforts to assist persons who need help. Andrea would be able to share with you in terms of the cost for ports that people need when they're diagnosed.
So that is a problem, finding money for ports?
Yeah, the thing about it is, the ports can cost, we call it needles. When we give a port, the port has to have at least 6 needles. You know, the port is the instrument that's surgically implanted and the chemotherapy is administered through that. Now, when a woman is diagnosed and they're going to do surgery, we find that a surgeon, they do it very quickly and she doesn't have a port in, so she has to go back to surgery to have the port placed. So usually what we try to encourage is to have the port ready. If she doesn't have the finances to do it, that means she's not going to get it started. So we would provide the port for her. The port can run from $450 to $500, depending. And that's the needles. And we have needles that we find now that PMH does not have them. So we have to make sure that the women take them with them to have that port flushed each time. It's flushed before chemotherapy is administered and afterwards.
When we return, I'm going to ask you just how many people are involved in Sister Sister, because most of the people who are a part of the organization are survivors. And because we need to know just how many people are affected in our country. Let's take this break here on the program. We'll come right back.